overflow crowd in Logan, Utah, at Romney Stadium, named after Dick Romney, the College Football Hall of Fame coach at Utah State and relative of Wynn. But a different division between red and blue tonight. It's the Utes of Utah. It's the Aggies of Utah State. And the Aggies, who haven't beaten Utah since 1997, have the Utes backed all the way up to the 3. First play of the second quarter is John White with just a couple. First quarter dominated all 3 phases by Utah State.
And one of the things they're doing defensively is they're bringing pressure, and they're using their cornerbacks in pressure. They're not afraid to bring the corners off the edge and then cover up the receivers with the safeties. So it's leaving Utah in a position where they're not accounting for that extra man, and the running lane to the edge has been constricted.
White again on second down. Nowhere to go. White fumbles, hangs on, but only gets to the 10.
Utah has had trouble hanging on to the football tonight. This was almost the 3rd time they would have put the ball on the ground. Almost got it stripped there, but White had the presence and the strength to hang on to it.
Billy Moyatu, the first defender there, and then Kyler Fackrell, the redshirt freshman who starts at outside linebacker, lays the lick on John White.
Well, the matchup down at the bottom is the one that they like. That's Christopher. They get him singled up. They like to work that way.
Wynn looks that way on 3rd down. Christopher holds it in through contact from Nevin Lawson. And Devontae Christopher gives Utah a first down.
Watch the one-handed catch here. It's pretty good stuff. But when they get Christopher locked up one-on-one, they like to work for him. Clearly inbound.
Just the second completed pass by Wynn, but he's back to the air, back to Christopher. Why not on first down? Devontae Christopher, the senior from Las Vegas, who was recruited as a quarterback, but he has flourished as a wide receiver for the Utes.
He has phenomenal hands. He goes at about 6'1", 6'2", very soft hands. Knows how to work to the edge. Very athletic.
Utah has only 15 yards through the air early in the second quarter. Aggies bring pressure again. White nowhere to run. We check in with Chris Carter.
Carter, here's what's happening on the ESPN networks right now. Up top there, you see the NASCAR Nationwide Series. They're racing at Richmond under a caution because Danica Patrick just went into the wall. They're about 3/4 of the way through. Kevin Harvick is your leader. Let's not forget, Dale Jr. is going to start tomorrow's Sprint Cup race from the pole. Coverage on ABC begins at 7 o'clock. And Roger Clemens making his second start for the Sugar Land Skeeters. He's through 2 2/3 scoreless. Again, back to you, Carter.
Here in Logan, Utah, the Utes facing 3rd down and 4. Jordan Wynn under center. Wynn finds White out of the backfield. White is wrapped up about a yard short of the first down. Quentin Bird, the senior nickelback from Miami, gets there first. Utah stopped again a yard short.
Well, Utah struggled all night, and it's just mistake after mistake. First, it was the block punt. Game plan by Utah State. Got him, overload. That resulted in a touchdown. That got them off going. And then the bad snap, Jordan Wynn not anticipating. And then miscommunication on a kickoff return. Backed them up inside their own 5.
And now Selwood and the punting unit back out there. Selwood's been able to get it off. He has been terrific and hangs another good one, backing Webb up to the 15, and he's only able to get about 3 more yards. 57-yard punt from Sean Selwood, but the Aggies on top, 13. Time for the Passion to take center stage.
Your Passion bucket is full?
Passion bucket is full. You will be on to Bristol tomorrow. I will be sitting on the couch watching college football.
I'm going to be doing that too. Every game. Every game. SEC East in the spotlight this weekend, along with the Pac-12, Big Ten.
I'm interested in Louisiana Tech, Houston as well, Rod. Keaton keeps it again, spinning away for a gain of only about 1. No top 25 matchup this week between 2 top 25 teams.
Yeah, I guarantee you that in a couple of years that's going to change, because the strength of schedule is going to force teams to play better schedules in early September. But this top 10, those first 4 teams, that tier has separated from the rest of the pack. Now, it doesn't mean that the others can't get into the race, but those top 4 teams, they're at a different level from the rest of the country right now.
And who's absent from that AP top 10? The Big Ten. Keaton completes on 2nd down. That's Bartlett who makes the grab, 3rd and short coming.
You agree with that? USC, Oregon, Alabama, LSU, 1 tier.
Which means it's 2 SEC and 2 Pac-12 right now.
And then beyond that, you've got to see the Big 12 has got to find a way to play its way. West Virginia could play its way in. Oklahoma didn't look at opening week, but they could find a way to play their way in.
3rd and 4 coming. Keaton backs into the shotgun. Trevor Riley comes on the blitz. Keaton backs away from Lotulelei 1 time, 2 times, and now he fumbles the football at the 21-yard line. Utah State recovers, so 4th down coming as Keaton goes scrambling.
Yeah, and you know what he's going to hear on the sideline? It's not high school. You can only do so much. You can only make so many of these guys miss. Now, you may get away from Lotulelei 1 time, but he's got some mates out there, and you got to hang on to the football.
So the Aggies go 3 and out. Tyler Bennett, good kick. Norwood lets it hit right around the 40-yard line. Utah has only 38 yards of offense. Can the Utes get it together and get on the board?
Time brought to you by Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy, and KFC. Come in today and taste why fresh is better.
Our hardworking Friday night crew, Tuna making us sound good as always here in the Cache Valley, the Bear River Mountains, northern edge of the Wasatch Range, Logan, Utah, where the Aggies of Utah State are seeking their first win over Utah since 1997 when John L. Smith coached the Aggies. Utah football 1st and 10 from the 41. Jordan Wynn from the shotgun.
Showing corner pressure.
Wynn completes. Oh, how about the blow that Jake Murphy took? Let's check in with Jamel first.
Yeah, guys, on that last Utah possession, running back John White, he tweaked his right ankle. They retaped him, had him tested out here on the sideline. He's on the sidelines, but it looks like he's going right back in.
So we'll keep an eye on John White, and Utah needs all the help they can get on offense right now, even after that completion. 40 yards of offense for Utah right now.
No identity.
Jarrell Oliver in place of John White for about 2.
They're hunting around on offense. They haven't found anything that they can hang their hat on that they can do. They've used the 2 running back set for power. It hasn't worked. They've gone with the 1-back set and run zone and zone plays off of it. That hasn't worked. The short passing game, 4 of 8, 5 of 9 now. 5 of 9, 21 yards passing. They haven't identified anything that's really working yet.
Third and 5. Pressure again. Wynn releases, complete to the 50. Flag down. Christopher is a yard short of the first, but there is a flag down in the backfield.
Yeah, that was thrown from the side where the pressure was coming, like they caught a hold in the backfield.
Holding by the offense, number 72, 10 yards. Replay, 3rd down.
Who do you think lifts more, Sean or Ed?
I'd like to, that might be an off-season challenge. we could set that up.
I mean, those are some tough referees who are throwing some iron around. They can wear the stripes.
And referees out there, listen to the way Sean Hockley has given us an explanation on all of the calls that his officiating crew has made. Helpful for everybody. 3rd and 15.
Only 2 down linemen.
Lightning package for the Aggies. Wynn pressured and sacked all the way back at the 20. With 3 down linemen, Utah State still gets to Jordan Wynn. Boje Fili-Moyatsu gets the sack on Jordan Wynn.
Well, you mentioned their 3rd down package. Look at what they do. Only 2 guys with their hand on the ground, but then they start bringing pressure from other angles, confusing the blocking scheme. They don't know who's coming, and this is relentless effort inside there by Fili-Moyatsu getting in there to make that tackle.
2nd sack by Dave Aranda's defense. Aggies will get the football back with a 13-0 lead. Fumble. Still loose. Utah State recovers right around the 30 as the special teams is turning into a big-time adventure. But it's advantage Utah State, 13-0. Here in Logan, the Aggies of Utah State, 13-0 lead on Utah. The SEC center stage tomorrow. Texas A&M's SEC debut, 3:30 Eastern against the 24th-ranked Florida Gators.
Kevin Sumlin's offense, will it work in the SEC? And that's really the big question. Redshirt freshman quarterback.
It's Johnny Manziel, who, because of the storm Irene delaying Louisiana Tech, this is not only the Aggies' SEC debut, it's the 2012 debut for Texas A&M. Chucky Keaton, who is from Houston, Texas, completes to Bartlett for a first down across the 41. Tom Rinaldi on game day has a look at what exactly the Aggies and the Tigers can expect in the SEC.
How about Steve Sarkisian with the Bengal Tiger at practice this week?
Williams gets out of bounds, minimal gain. Yeah, that was an interesting wrinkle getting ready for Death Valley.
It's great. Don't you love college football? You don't see that just about anywhere, but Sarkisian brought the Tiger to practice so his players would see a Tiger not for the first time on Saturday night.
And you're going to hear a whole lot more about Washington's lead up to that trip to Baton Rouge, because game day went all access with the Huskies this week as they try and snap that 11-game winning streak by LSU over Pac-12 foes. 3rd down coming up here after Williams is stopped. One more note there on Florida, Texas A&M. We still don't know who put up that billboard in Gainesville saying, quote, annexing Gainesville. But whoever did, they haven't learned about the SEC rule. You're supposed to call Paul Feinbaum and brag about it.
I'm sure they'll check in soon enough.
3rd and 9 here as Keaton backs into the shotgun. Aggies haven't converted a 3rd down yet. Keaton rolling. Chucky Keaton will scramble to the 45, well short of the 1st down. Chased out of bounds by Fakahafua.
Lotulelei has been in pursuit all afternoon. They've been running away from. This is 2 plays ago. You see how he engages and dismisses his blocker, and you see the quickness, the first step to get. That's why that man at 320 pounds is a top 5, top 6 pick.
First team all Pac-12 last year. Lotulelei would have been NFL first rounder, came back for his senior season. Fair catch called for. Norwood grabs it right around the 10. Utah has not been able to move the football, so Chucky Keaton and the Aggies have a 13-0 lead on Friday night. Well, Utah fans are hoping that the Utes show up here with 4:57 to go in the 2nd quarter. Utah has 3 first downs, 5 punts here in the 1st half.
Yeah, they're a 2-back formation. They're hunting linebackers here. They're trying to wedge it out typically.
White gets it on first down. White, only a couple. So John White back in the game for the Utes, but he has dropped Fili Moyatu.
When they get into the two-back set, they're trying to find a way to get at the linebackers. They want to hunt them up with guards and tackles. You'll see them get out there. Now they get a guard on a linebacker. And then you just do the delay with White in the backfield. When they have two backs in the backfield, that's what they're trying to get, and they haven't found the rhythm yet tonight with it.
So I want to ask you, after this second down play, what Utah State has done to get those linebackers free on the
pressure. They've moved them around.
Play action on second down. Jordan Wynn eludes the pressure, throws for the biggest offensive gain of the night for Utah. It's the tight end David Wolf to the 38-yard line.
And that was Jordan Wynn. Jordan Wynn created. He bought some time. He stepped up away from the pressure. Watch him extend the play. There's nothing there. He steps up, he buys time, and that gives his tight end Rolf enough time to clear the linebackers. And that's Jordan Wynn. That's the Jordan Wynn of a couple years ago.
Prior to that play, Utah had 33 yards of total offense. That one goes for 26. Empty in the backfield, 5 wide. Wynn, quick release. It is incomplete, nearly intercepted by Terrence Alston. It's incomplete. ABC and ESPN2. It's USC going to the East Coast to take on Syracuse at the Meadowlands. Air Force, Michigan. Both those games 3:30 Eastern Time. ABC or ESPN2.
What was up with the Michigan State players taking shots at Denard Robinson, tweeting about it? You know, give credit to Mark D'Antonio for, allowing them to remain on Twitter and letting them grow up and make mistakes in public. A lot of coaches just don't let them tweet anymore.
Number 83 came into the game as a substitute, communicated with the huddle, and then left and was replaced. This is a legal substitution by the offense. 5 yards, second down.
Yeah, if you guys recall, one of the things that kind of changed that Michigan State series was when Mike Hart called them little brother. Could we be seeing a change with those tweets? I guess we'll find out in October when those teams face off against one another.
Well, I just think that if, they keep that up, they're going to mess it up for everybody. Players are going to be off Twitter completely.
That may be a good thing in the end. Win on second and 15 will take another sack. The third Aggie sack of the night. Jordan Nielsen's second. The redshirt freshman from Smithfield, Utah, has his second sack of the half.
They've had pass protection issues all night long. Pressure has been a problem. Nielsen will come inside, right up the middle. You see, he's just coming right through, inside, beats his man completely. Kalmo 79, he just beat him to the inside on a little twist.
So 3rd and 25. Play clock winding down again. Wynn gets it off. Nothing doing. White is dropped. Terrence Alston gets in the backfield, and the Aggie defense is eating up Utah.
And where did Alston come from? He's the corner on the left side, coming on a blitz on 3rd and 20. Are you kidding me?
Defensive coordinator Dave Aranda, who 2 years ago at Hawaii, his defense led the nation in takeaways. And Aranda has brought an aggressive approach to Utah State.
He's a step ahead of Utah tonight with everything he's calling, the way he's handled this offense. Utah has nothing because of Utah State's defense.
In 1996, Utah came to Logan and got beat by the Aggies. In 1997, the Aggies won in Salt Lake City. Utah State has not beaten the Utes since, and yet 13-0 Utah State, with Sean Selwood punting again for Utah. Fair catch called for. Webb makes the grab right around the 35. Here's Chris Carter.
Well, Carter coming up at the half. Coach, Mayday and myself are going to take a deeper look at the new look SEC and whether these two newest entrants have any chance to win on Saturday. Also, Florida State installed as a 70-point favorite. It's now come down to 69.5. So coach is rethinking his pick on this one. And also, we're going to take a visit to College Station and the game day crew. And Rocket making a second start as a 50-year-old. It's making May Day rethink his own comeback.
Well, Pitt could use him.
Well, that's true. They could use Roger Clemens, too. Chucky Keaton will throw over the middle, complete on first down. That is Kellen Bartlett again, rolling towards 207.
What did Gary Anderson say about this rivalry and the impact if they could knock off Utah, turn the state upside down?
It's been since 1997 since Utah State's done it. Keaton hit as he throws, incomplete. And it was Fagergren who brought the pressure. Sean Hockley, the referee, was right there in the backfield with Chucky Keaton, does not throw the flag.
Yeah, he had Austin out there, but he rushed him a bit because he got pressure, and watched the hit he takes. And he was a little bit stung by the hit. I mean, he gets knocked off his feet. Had a little reaction. He felt that one. That might have knocked the wind out a little bit.
Good hit.
Yeah.
Dave Fagergren, who began his career at Southern Utah, former walk-on, now on scholarship, lays the lick on Keaton. Keaton bobbles on third down. He's rolling away from the pressure from Kruger, heaving, complete to the 45, to the 40-yard line, all the way to the 30. Travis Van Leeuwen makes the grab.
How good is that? How good is that? Your quarterback is rolling to his left, extending the play, and he throws a dart.
Aggies go to the hurry up from the Utah 30-yard line before the chains are even set. Keaton from the shotgun. Fires to the sideline, incomplete. Minute 29 left in the half.
Now this is big time stuff. Watch Keaton throwing to his left. He gets those shoulders parallel, and a dart. A dart to Van Leeuwen. That's outstanding. Couldn't draw it up any better than that.
Chucky Keaton's not afraid of the big stage, is he?
Oh, he's pretty calm and cool.
Pressure coming from the Utes. Keaton rolls right into the pressure, throws incomplete. That's Brandon Swindoll, redshirt freshman, grabs it at the 24.
And now's the time when your quarterback has to be on the same page with the coordinator. You got plenty of time. You got a $1:22. You have 2 timeouts. You're 3rd and 3. You're in field goal range. You cannot take a sack. You want to pick up the first down if you can. But if you can just keep adding on before halftime, it really helps you. So no negative plays here. That's what your first thought has to be.
True freshman kicker for Utah State has not attempted a field goal yet in a game. Option on third down, and Keaton will take the loss on the option back to the 28. With a minute 15 left. Timeout, Utah State. Yeah, Anderson uses one of the two.
They're not certain they can make the field goal from that distance. And they're talking about whether they actually should go for it here.
So not a sack, but a minus play. Same thing for Chucky Keaton.
Yeah, you really could not afford to lose any yardage there because you're on the edge of your field goal range here. Right now, you're looking at a 45-yarder.
So Brock Warren, the freshman kicker, has not attempted a field goal. How about Auburn, Mississippi State tomorrow, Rod? Which number is worse for Auburn from that week one? 4 third-down conversions or Clemson running for 320 yards?
Yeah, there's some teams this weekend that have to win, have to play well. Auburn is one. Penn State is one. I don't know that Penn State will beat Virginia, but it's desperation time for a lot of teams this weekend.
Chucky Keaton and the Utah State Aggies turned heads big time at the beginning of the 2011 season when they went to Auburn and nearly knocked off the then defending national champion Tigers. From 45 yards, this is the first field goal attempt of Brock Warren's career, the true freshman from Hyde Park, Utah. .45-yarder is no good. Utah football, 1:11 remaining in the half. Utah's won the last 12 meetings between the Utes and the Aggies, and as Jamel was referencing Mark D'Antonio talking about little brother, big brother, Michigan State, Gary Anderson says, we're ready to stand up to big brother Utah, look him in the eye and say, we want to fight. The Aggies have done that tonight.
A little trouble getting that one down, didn't get the laces turned all the way around, and it got pushed completely.
Jason Finch with the holder there, man, just to get it down. So Utah with all the 49 yards of total offense, pressured again, Wynn. That is an incomplete pass. Now, very late the ruling, an incomplete pass, and Wynn is down on the ground. Will Davis hits Jordan Wynn, who has had surgery on both of his shoulders. 3 shoulder surgeries during Jordan Wynn's Utah career.
They have not been able to protect him at all tonight. Utah State has brought any number of blitzes. They've shown lots of different looks, and Utah has not picked up anything. Wynn has been hit all night long. This is another one of those secondary blitzes. It's from the corner, Will Davis. And they've probably run half a dozen corner blitzes tonight.
Wynn, who took a medical redshirt season last year, 4 games into 2011, in the middle of the Washington game, suffered another shoulder injury. Told us earlier this week, rehab after rehab. It seems like unending, one shoulder surgery after another. Wynn will walk to the Utah sideline after taking that hit from Will Davis.
He's been hit 8 times tonight. He's been knocked down 4 times. He's been sacked 3 times. You've got to change your protection plan. You may have to go max, but you've got to keep your quarterback upright as Hayes comes in instead of the freshman. He was the starter most of last season. And Travis Wilson, the freshman, has been on the field for selected plays, but he doesn't have the entire offensive package to run right now.
It was Will Davis who got to Jordan Wynn. So John Hayes, the senior, spent a couple years at Butte College. He started the last 9 games after Jordan went down with the injury in 2011. Hayes has time to throw, but leaves it high and incomplete, and Devontae Christopher takes the blow from Nevin Lawson.
Yeah, and Hayes got hit too. The number one thing that goes on the board for Utah at halftime is pass protection. That is the first thing they have to address.
Utah is breaking in 2 new tackles. Left tackle Miles Mason, right tackle Percy Taumboilau.
Well, they may have to go max pro the rest of the game, send only 2 receivers out of 3 receivers, but you can't allow your quarterbacks to get beat on every play.
Because those offensive numbers are ugly. Utah didn't get the playoff. Delay of game.
You know.
Timeout. Utah. They're second of the half. 30 seconds. Timeout.
Well, Utah State hoping to get some Friday night magic. Our Friday focus. We're going to take a look at the teams preparing for their Saturday matchups. Michigan State's on the road at Central Michigan. Auburn in the SEC West, a matchup with Mississippi State. Illinois has UCLA. Oh, Boston College.
Go to the movie. Yeah. Friday night, what do? You get ready for Saturday. The Fighting Illini. Having a little meal. And as poorly as Utah has played in this game, they're only down 2 possessions. But it feels like about 40 points because their offense is not on track and they can't protect the quarterback. And if they don't fix that, it doesn't matter if it's 13 points or 30. They won't get back in it until they can protect the quarterback.
This is part of a big weekend for the Pac-12. 4 Pac-12 teams taking on ranked opponents. USC going across the country to play Syracuse. Even Utah coming up the road to Utah State. This is obviously a tough road environment for a Utah team who is perhaps going to challenge in the Pac-12 South against those mighty USC Trojans. Big 3rd down conversion by John White and the Utes out to the 39.
Well, on paper, Utah looks like a sleeper that could contend in the South, but on the field, they don't. I mean, this team, there's no way this team compares to trying to play against a USC on a Thursday night in October.
Christopher makes the grab, steps away from the first defender, out of bounds right around the 47. 39 seconds to go. Pac-12 4 non-conference games versus ranked opponents, including Washington, LSU.
A lot of home games for the Pac-12. Big weekend. If the conference does well, when you get to December and you start talking BCS, it could help USC or Oregon if they're in position, because conference strength matters in the computers.
USC-Syracuse game at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Hayes throwing, completing inside the 35. So with Jordan Wynn on the Utah sideline, it's John Hayes completing to David Rolfe. 34 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, he stood in there and took some punishment. Again, another big hit, but Hayes stood in there and delivered the football.
Rolfe 47 yards receiving already for the Utes. Hayes fires again. Christopher out of bounds inside the 25.
You've got 2 timeouts. You have time.
Utah kicker Coleman Peterson missed a PAT and missed a 27-yarder last week against Northern Colorado.
They've got matchup with Tim Christopher at the bottom.
One-on-one with Lawson. Hayes goes scrambling, gets out of the backfield. Hayes inside the 15. There's a flag down in the backfield.
Yeah, it's coming back. It was a good read by Hayes. He wanted Christopher, but they double covered him.
Holding by the offense, number 79. Grab and restrict. 10 yards. Replay, second down.
That's one of the new tackles. Tal Moylau.
Now, you got 2 timeouts in 15 seconds, and I really think teams get greedy. And when you haven't played well the entire first half, if you have a chance to get 3, take it.
Saw it last night.
Absolutely. Take the chance to get on the board. Don't get greedy and think it's all or nothing here.
Hayes from the shotgun. With Jordan Wynn on the sideline. Heavy pressure. Hayes throws complete. That's Anderson. Dropped at the 27. 9 seconds. Utah gets a timeout. So, do you kick here? Do you take a shot here?
You've got time. You've used the timeout. You have 1 left. You're in the middle of the field. Right now, you're looking at about a 45-yarder. I would say take another shot in the middle of the field. Get yourself closer where you have the 3 points, then call your timeout and see where you are. You might have time for 1 more play, but you will at least give yourself about a 90-95% chance of nailing 3 points.
Coleman Peterson career-long 48 versus Colorado last year, but he missed a 27-yarder last week. So how much faith does Kyle Whittingham have in Coleman Peterson, his kicker? This is 3rd and 5. So the Utes will roll Hayes. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Hayes out of bounds right around the 25, meaning a 42-yard attempt coming. 2 seconds on the clock.
Well, you got no choice. You got to kick this.
Here comes Peterson, who walked on the football team all the way back in 2006. Went on an LDS mission, his first action last year.
Utah State has the timeout. No sense in keeping it. Icing.
No timeout. 42-yard kick on the way, and it is good. Utah is on the board with a 42-yard field goal to close the half after the opening half was dominated by the Aggies of Utah State.
Now that's an effective 2-minute drive. They got 3 points out of it. Wouldn't look bad after they had the holding call. So that's an effective way to go into the half.
Let's check in with Jamel Hill.
Coach, your defense was dominant. You got a number of hits on the quarterback. Jordan Wynn wasn't able to complete the half. What was the key to your pressure in their offense?
Well, I think they're playing really good team defense, number one. I think the back end they're covering, trying to mix up some coverages, and we're beating some one-on-one blocks up front. So they're doing a nice job. Just got to keep going.
You had a huge play on special teams, getting the block punt. How did that give you momentum for the rest of the half?
Well, I think, anytime that happens, it gives you belief. It gives you the lead. So it was a big-time play for us, tremendously executed by the kids. We thought it may be there, and bottom line is players make plays, players win games, and they did it right there.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Gary Anderson spent 12 seasons as a Utah assistant trying to guide the Aggies to a win over the Utes. It's going to be a great second half at Logan.